Hey guys, it's Ari and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an everyday makeup tutorial. I'm sorry if I look in the viewfinder a lot for this video. It's because I don't have a mirror with me, so I'm actually using it as my mirror. Let's get started. First, I always start with this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Natural. I usually start by applying this under my eyes. I have very dark circles, so I just apply it all over. It looks like a lot, but once I blend it out, it just kind of all comes together. And I put it wherever I feel like I need coverage. It's always usually on my chin and my forehead because that's where I tend to break out. And I sometimes also do the sides of my nose as well, just in case. Now I know most people use a beauty blender, but I don't actually have one, so I use these sponges I get from the drugstore because I don't feel like spending my money on a beauty blender. And I just blend it in slowly by dabbing it. After this step, I always tend to look a little bit crazy, but after I put on everything, it will look fine. So most people put on foundation. I don't like to put it on just because every foundation I've tried has made me look very cakey. And I also like my freckles to show, and I feel like it's more natural. So I go in with my eyeshadow next. I always either use one of these two palettes. I got this palette from Ulta Beauty. It was a freebie that I got, and I actually really like the colors. I always tend to use this middle shade and this one. But another one that I use a lot that I'm actually going to be using today is the Kylie Cosmetics Burgundy palette. I just love these kinds of shades, as you can tell. I think they go very well with my skin tone as well as my eyes, and I just really like them. So I'm going to start off with the top left color, and I'm just using this brush. It's a Stila No. 5 brush I got in a brush set a while ago, and I start with the base color, and I start in my inner corner and start swiping out. Next, I take the middle right shade. I just think it's gorgeous. It's quite shimmery. I just put a little bit on my brush because it is very pigmented, and I start doing little circles in my outer corner and slowly moving it towards my inner crease. Now, as you can see, I got a little smudge there. I'll fix that up afterward. And this one looks like it has a little more, so I'll go back in on my right side and put a little bit more color just so that it's even. Okay, once that's done, sometimes to pull all the look together, I'll take a thin liner brush and I'll go in with the same color I used for my outer corner and very, very lightly touch and kind of smudge it along my bottom lash line. Once that's done, I always use this Glossier Boy Brow. I love this product. I've tried several different brow gels, and you can just feel them very crusty. So this is amazing because it also has a little color. I don't really necessarily think I need to fill in my eyebrows that much, but I like to keep them in place. So this is just perfect. Another thing I do that most people don't do is I actually wipe the excess on the top of the bottle a little bit, just because I don't want a lot of it. I kind of just want it to smooth my brows down. So once I've wiped it off, I start by brushing upward. And then once it's up, I use the brush to push it down. Again, I usually do mark myself, but I'm gonna clean all of this up with concealer afterward. Once that's done, I will take my concealer again and just put a little bit on my hand. I don't want very much, just a tiny dot. And I will take my triangular sponge again. I'm gonna use the tip of it just because it's nice and small, and I'm just gonna go on top of my brows a little bit and just kind of brush it with the sponge. I'll also do it up here just because I did end up getting a little messy. Next, I do my highlighter. So I always use either this Stila eyeshadow that I actually use as a highlighter in the shade Kitten, and it's just this gorgeous champagne color, or I use Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in the shade French Vanilla, and that's what I'm going to be using today. It's very, very, very pretty. And I actually go in with my finger just because I like it to be very dark at first and then I blend it out. So I start with my nose. I like to look like Rudolph, but instead of a red nose, I have a shiny nose. And then I do down my nose to make an exclamation mark. Next, I do my cheekbone. And again, I like a lot of it. And finally, for my highlighter, I do my Cupid's bow. Once I'm done with my highlighter, I will actually take a blush brush and kind of wipe down the tip of my nose a little bit, blend it in, and blend this in as well. It wears down also during the day, so I like to keep it very bright at first, just because I like to shine. After my highlighter, I'll take my blush. So I've always used either this Tarte blush in the shade Ravish, which looks very bright in its case. It's actually very, very nice on. Or I will take this Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Puff. This has been my favorite for a while now. I start off by putting a little bit on my finger, just because I don't want to put it directly on my face. I don't want to put too much. And I dab it on the apples of my cheeks. I do tend to put a lot just because I like the, I guess, sunburned look is what I like to call it. And then I'll just blend it in with my finger. I think it's also very natural looking, and I really like the formula. Once that's done, I finally move on to my mascara. For my mascara, I use a Define a Line from Maybelline. The mascara is already kind of running out, but that's what I like about it because there's not that much product. It's just gonna darken my lashes a little. And I just very lightly. I also don't usually do my under lashes. Sometimes I'll just literally touch them once just to get a little bit of color. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, now that my mascara is done, I move on to my lips. So for my lips, I use my Glossier lipstick in the shade Jam. And I found out recently that they changed the formula. So now it's not as pigmented and I actually don't like it as much. It is creamier now, but I honestly kind of like the hard, chalky color. And I just lather it on my lips. My final step for my makeup is using this Ulta Beauty lip oil. I love this because I don't love gloss because it's always so sticky, but this gives the glossy effect. And that's my final look. It's pretty simple and I really love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you haven't already and subscribe down below to see more videos soon. And leave a comment telling me what video you guys want to see next. Bye!